Hello, my name is Mike Ndahiriwe and I'm a student at Southern New Hampshire University. This is the presentation about criminal and civil laws. Starting from civil law, it deals with the dispute between individuals or organization in which compensation is awarded to the victim. But the criminal law is the body of law that deals with the crime and the legal punishment of crime offenses. Here, for the examples of civil laws, we can find the negligence and the malpractices. Example of the criminal laws, we have the cases of murder, assault, burglary, and battery. So there are differences in terms of purposes. The civil law deals with dispute between individuals, organization, or between the two in which the compensation is awarded to the victim. But for the criminal law, it maintains the stability of the state and society by punishing offenders and deterring them and others from offending. Differences in terms of jury opinions. The civil law, the opinion of the jury may not have to be unanimous. Laws vary by state and country. The juries are present almost exclusively in criminal cases, virtually never involved in civil actions. Judges ensure law prevails over passions. In the criminal justice system, the jury must agree unanimous before a defendant in convicting. That is in a criminal law. In terms of their decision, the civil law, the defendant can found liable or not liable. The judge decides this, depends on the information. So the criminal law, the defendant is convicted if guilty and acquitted if not guilty. Also, the jury have to decide this. The differences in terms of burden of proof, the civil law, the claimant must give proof. However, the burden may shift to the defendant in situations where things speak for itself. But when it comes to the criminal law, innocent people are innocent until they are proven guilty. So the prosecution here must provide the defendant guilty. Then here on the differences regarding the types of punishment, on the civil law, the compensation, it's usually financial for the injuries or damages or an injunction in a suicide should be given. On the criminal law, a guilty defendant is subject to custodial, the imprisonment or to pay fine to the community services or other punishment. Exceptional cases here might be the death penalties. That was about criminal and civil laws. Coming also to violent and non-violent crimes. Starting from the non-violent crimes are those crimes that do not involve the use of any force or injury to another person. The seriousness of the non-violent crime is usually measured in terms of economic damage or loss to the victim. Here, most of the non-violent crimes involves some sort of property crime, such as the robbery or stealing. Then here, the violent crime here, or also called the violent offenses, involve the use of force or injury to the body of another person. The seriousness of the violent crimes is usually determined by the degree of the physical harm caused to the victim. So the use of the weapon can raise the seriousness of the crime here. So an example here of the violent crime here it's when you kill your competitor because you want to be a monopoly, either shooting him or using a knife or other tools to kill him. That is a violent, because you have used the physical harassment and physical things to kill someone. Then when it comes to non-violent here, some examples can be hacking the information and to someone's account, and also hacking the money of someone else. That also is non-violent because you are not using physical strength to hurt someone. On violent crimes here, some crimes are classified as violent crimes even if the victim was not injured. For example, crimes that involve the threat of injury to a person may qualify as a violent crime here. Additionally, the characteristics of the victim may alter the seriousness of the charges. For example, if maybe the crime have happened to a police officer, a woman, or a child, here the crime will likely be subject to increased charges. Let's move to the misdemeanors and the felonies. Misdemeanors are punishable by more substantial fines and sometimes jail time, usually less than 1 year. Any jail term would most likely be served in the local or the country jail rather than a state or federal correctional institution. Like the petty offense, the misdemeanors are usually adjudicated in a shortened trial where defendants do not have the right to court appointment lawyers if they can't afford one. Jury trial can be available depending upon the type of misdemeanors alleged. For the felonies are the most serious types of crime and are often classified by degrees, with a first degree felony being the most serious here. And many states require that a prosecutor obtain an indictment from a grand jury before charging someone with a felony. Felonies are punishable by substantial fines and prison sentences in excess of 1 year, to always more than 1 year. If you are convicted of felony, you will most likely serve your jail time in a state of federal conviction institution. The court must provide and choose a person with an attorney if he or she cannot afford one. The conviction of a felony brings with it more disadvantages than just higher fines and longer jail time. In some states, persons convicted of felonies cannot serve on juries or purchase or possess firearms, and may not be even get employment in certain professions such as law, teaching, or military services. Lastly, we have also what we call the white-collar crimes. White-collar crimes refers to non-violent crimes committed through deceptive practices for the purpose of financial gain. Typically, white-collar crimes are committed by business people who are able to access larger amount of money. Here, the term white-collar crimes covers a wide array of crimes, but they also involve crimes committed through deceit for the purpose of gaining money or other assets, only gaining money and the asset. The most common types of white collar crimes include fraud, insider trading, and also the bribery. Those are the many types of the white collar crimes. The white collar crimes again can often be difficult to prosecute as the perpetrators perpetrators take sophisticated steps to ensure their illegal activities are difficult to detect. The most common types we have seen them as I have explained them. Here, I hope this is all the information that we needed on this project, and I hope this will help you. Thank you very much for watching.